Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carlo Prusa MMA. Today, I am with the boss. He is Mr. Kenny Cross, coming off of a huge XFC 52 14-second first round knockout over Lucas Corbage. Kenny, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. You know, you had a brilliant performance. You know, your 16th pro win now. We're able to get in there. A lot of eyeballs on you. Main event. Huge knockout, man. It looked like you stunned him with that jab. It looked like you were doing a 2-3 there. Hit him with that 2. Really wobbled him. Walk me through that finishing moments.
Yeah, it was I fainted and I didn't get a reaction out of him. I fainted again. He had no reaction. So, third time it's time to go. So the third one was a real shot. I was ready to propel myself forward and get into that battle range. He was moving backwards and the cage is very small. So I went with a 3-2, a leaping 3-2, but instead of punching with my hook, it's more of like I grab his hand and pull myself into my 2 even more, creating more leverage and more power. As soon as I hit him, I saw his eyes roll back and he's falling into the cage. And I was just like, you see my hands go like this, and I'm lat down, ready to throw another shot while celebrating. But I was kind of confused because I just trained so hard. And, he's got a good record, and he's taller than I thought. He looked strong. And, it was a quick night. So I was like, all right, cool. Back to finishing people in the first round, which is what I've kind of done, coming up. I've had a lot of first round finishes. I think this is like my 10th one or 9th one of the two, but it felt really good. I'm sure people still will call this a TKO, but in my mind, like, this is my 4th knockout. I think I've knocked 4 people out. Sometimes I've knocked someone out and they've came back to life. So it's just a good feeling to know that you haven't lost it and you're only getting better and no damage, right back in the gym, ready to go.
You know, I definitely think that's a contender right now for knockout of the year, but I would also, I'd say it's probably for sure celebration of the year. I mean, you landed a couple very nice flips there, one off of the cage in that moment, man. I mean, just how much fun were you having?
I had to just let it loose, bro. I had so much energy left after the fight. I'm a Tasmanian devil in there, Wolverine just running around going crazy, and got to hit my flip. If it's a knockout, I do a standing tuck. If it's a submission or a TKO, I'll only do the run off the cage wall. So I kind of have a little rule set to my celebration. But if it was like something like that, I'm doing everything. I'm climbing the cage and I'm screaming. I'm losing my mind in there. So the fight happened so fast, and I was just full of energy, ready to go. And I had all my family there, and my new coach Dom. It's a lot on the line when you have a new coach with you, because through the weight cut, he has to see how I handle it. And I'm sure he was surprised at how well I did it. And then, through fight week, how I'm handling, seeing everybody, seeing my opponents, going on stage, representing my gym, how I'm speaking to the people. But it all comes down to the last, main event of the evening. Go out there and prove what you've been working and show my coach that I am as good as I think I am. And I want you to know, like, look what I can do and what I'm bringing to the table. And we're just getting started. So it was perfect.
You know, the casual fans really don't understand the life of a fighter. You know, they look at the big guys, obviously the Masvidals and McGregors and all them, and they see the fame, the glory, the millions of dollars. That's not there on the regional scene, obviously. You know, you guys have to go with this every single day. You've probably missed birthdays, weddings, don't see your family nearly as much. You know, a lot of guys have that 9-to-5 job on the regional scene. You throw kids in there for some, throw a wife in there. You know, you have to pay to train, literally dedicate every single day. There's no off days for this. You know, you've been doing it for a long time. You've experienced highs, you've experienced lows. You know, being that it's so close right now, does that even fire and motivate you even more?
It's like deja vu, except for I know I'm prepared and I know I'm ready because of the discipline, the dedication, the focus, surrounding myself. Like, yeah, I've missed birthdays. I've missed everything because I've been around on the other side of the world with my life partner, like just her and I crushing it. And I've grown so much, and I'm just ready for these big moments because I know I've already won. I know I've already won. So everything else is extra. And it takes a lot of pressure off me to go out there and just be loose and let the cards fall where they may. And, I only had 14 seconds to go out there, and I applied that pressure, and I really visualized my victory, the path to victory. And I went out and implemented everything that I've trained, and I didn't have to think twice. So it's just, everything's coming full circle, and I embrace it all just by being me and going out there and being loose. And, yeah, I'm at the cusp right now, and I've been I've been in a tight spot for a couple years, especially with injuries that I've dealt with and confidence loss and the casuals, no one not knowing who I am, but believing that I'm a lot better than a lot of these people. But I don't want to. I'm not a talker. I practice actions, and so I want to. Actions have always been louder than words. And I grew up hearing that all the time, and now it's like I practice actions every day. So the talking part's kind of hard. Like that's the scary part for me and for everybody a lot of the times, and you got to practice it to get better. But I'm practicing actions all day, every day, never taking like we have no off. It's be a professional year round for as long as you can keep that discipline and that focus, and you still only have 10 years. If you're me, I'm 30. I got to make a lot happen in 7 years. Like, luckily, my chin's good. My bones are good. I torn my Achilles, but I've really done, and that was in a gym, but I was running up a wall. Like, I've never really hurt myself too much. So, and I take care of myself really well. So I think that I can maybe even go to 40, but like, I don't want to fight forever. Like, I want to do some other stuff. So I got to take advantage of what I have, God give talent, and finally discipline, focus, and all the right people around me. Like I'm so ready to go that I hope they just give me another chance and that they see that like I can put on a show. I can make a lot of people go crazy. I don't know what else I need to do. I don't even know what to say.
One thing I think is really cool about you is your wife, Casey, plays a really big role in your fight career. I mean, she's with you in the trenches. Alex and his girlfriend is very similar, but, having someone like that be with you, be part of this, how do you think that helps this journey?
When I don't have to focus on anything but fighting, like you can't fail if you're just 100%. Like I don't have to worry about what I'm eating. Like I don't have to question anything. And even on like fight week, it's how many. I don't want to make decisions because we got to keep our brain ready to make a lot of decisions that will dictate one or two things. Winning and losing, and so much energy goes into just decision making that if you can have someone take a lot of these decisions off your back, you're going to be impossible to beat if you're focusing and channeling your energy in the right spots and doing what's important. So yeah, I mean, she has a lot of hats and she wears them very well, and I'm like beyond lucky and blessed. And that's the only time in my life I've gotten lucky is when I met her. But besides, like, I'm not a lucky person. I have to go out and earn it. So, and she knows this. So she allows me to go out there and spend my time grinding. And she's on me. Like, she was at practice with me today. And it's my first day back. And I was smashing all day. I had a great day wrestling. Like, it was amazing. I'm like, I didn't even take a day off. And then after practice, we all kind of jog around. And sometimes we walk and jog and talk. And we're just, practice is done. And she sees me. I was pretty tired, and I'm walking. And she's like, get running. And I look at her, I'm like, okay. And I start running. Like I'll listen to her. She motivates me. She's very smart. She's intelligent and she's beautiful. So I'm like, I'm listening to everything you say. And yeah, she's been in my corner a bunch of times. And it's sketchy with her in my corner because she's just all energy. And she's like, let's go. And I'm like, calm down. Like I listen to Justin Bieber. Like I'm just chilling out. And she's a D1 gymnastic girl she feels like she's going to compete for the Olympics. And I'm over here like, she's like, babe, you got this. I'm like, I know. Relax.
So you train over in Vegas, over at Syndicate MMA. What's it like over there? So many great guys in the UFC. Rob Devashvili's over there. John Wood does a wonderful job. What's it like training with that group?
It's a mix of culture. Like diversity is so awesome. And it's something that I didn't expect to take away from MMA was meeting so many amazing different countrymen, and like the way they live life. And I take a lot from this because it's a lot of discipline. So grappling, there's so many different kinds of styles that you guys are really good at. Striking, like I come from Extreme over to Syndicate, and it's a whole different pool of people, and you got to make friends. And like, man, these guys just loved me right off the bat. I could fit in. Like I made a lot of friends at both gyms, but it's just like a nice family vibe over here that I feel like it just gives me more energy, and they push me more. And like the coaches are, come on, let's go. Last 15, like they're hyping me up. I'm not used to that. So that's what I've been looking for. And the teammates is what I've been looking for. And it's closer to the house, and the facility's really nice. I go on and on, but the main thing is like moving to Syndicate's going to keep me in Vegas for a few more years because it's so fun.
Being in Vegas, being constantly seeing the T-Mobile Arena, seeing the PI, obviously being at the big gym, seeing all the guys, does that just light more of a fire under your ass and just make you stay motivated?
Yeah, I'd say like at first it was pretty surreal, and now I believe in myself so much that it's almost like it's not that I can't wait to go and perform at these places and see my names on the buildings, but it's just like, yeah, get back to work. Like you're not even where you want to be at, buddy. Like don't get too high on this win. Like everyone's, how does it feel to knock a guy out in 14 seconds? And it's like felt pretty good, but I'm instantly like already thinking about what I have to do next. Finding that balance is crucial, but you can be happy about all your wins in your career down the road. If you want to get to be on those buildings and fight in those arenas, you got to prepare for what's next and get ready, like get back in the gym and, enjoy that win, but not for too long because you got to go.
No, absolutely. Obviously you're part of Team Iridium, and when you look at Iridium, I mean, they got some guys, man, and I mean, obviously some big names in the UFC. But when you look at the regional talent that Iridium has, yourself, Eli Barzilai's there, Artur Minev is there, you have Ernesto Rodriguez, all these names. Obviously, Lance, your manager, one of the coolest managers I think in the game. What's it like being part of that family?
I feel safe. I feel taken care of. Again, the decision making, the less I have to make, the better. So I had my best friend Liam as a manager for the longest time, and everything kind of goes off of what I'm feeling and what I say. So Lance, Jason, they might present me someone and like even today turning it down, and they're like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm 100% sure." But they go out and they're going to get me these offers, and they're going to do everything that I need from them. And they've been really good at just letting me know that like it's not about being the best, but it's about being the last man standing. If things don't go your way, like it's okay. This is the big show. Like try it up. Like roll your sleeves up and get to work, because at the end of the day, your presentations and your performances are what going to speak for you. So show the world what I see, because like they know that I'm a good fighter. And so to have the best management teams with the most fighters and the most decorated fighters, and you might end up fighting a lot of these guys, but it's okay because we're all going for the same goal. But that they can branch out like that and give a little bit of them to everybody and let them feel like you can make it and help them make it happen. You can't ask for more.
Do you find that fighting is way more mental than is physical?
Yo, yeah. A lot of people, they would be bigger stars if they could handle the mentality and how scary it is. Like, I'm not afraid to say, like, for 90% of fighters, I feel like it's pretty fucking terrifying. And I'm one of them. Like, I grew up and I was so afraid to fight. And now I'm starting, like, my last fight and the fight before, I was like, really starting to, like, let's just have fun, dude. Because in the beginning, I'd win all these fights and I wasn't even training. I went 9-0, just a wrestler. So I'd be main eventing and I'm like, what am I doing here? I still don't know how to fight. Why do I keep putting myself in these situations and 7,000 people in the crowds and I'm not really committed? But now, when you train hard, you can't fear and pray at the same time. So you got to let one of them go. And if you're praying and you're working hard and you're dialed in, that fear kind of just washes away. So mentally, like, it's just go to the gym every day and everything else kind of falls away. But then again, it's still, you got to believe in yourself. Like Donald Cerrone would puke before every fight. He would be puking when he warms up, and you hear good fighters talk about it. Like GSP is my favorite fighter growing up. And he's like, I'd shit to my pants every day. Like it was so scary, So hearing and having mentors that let me know that what I'm feeling is okay, to embrace that. John Jones talks about it, and it's how you use it. So if these guys feel how I feel, then it's normal. I can go do great things, excellent things, and feel scared. And every time you use it and corral it, 14-second knockout, like good things happen. And just show face, like you're in there to go to war, you're in there to fight, but like you're still gonna come back. You're gonna, it doesn't hurt. You'll be all right.
One thing that's really, you're seeing anyone who watches you fight, I mean, you're so well-rounded. You're at a point where you started off with predominantly the wrestling. You've added that striking. I mean, you really do not have holes to your game. At what point did you really start thinking, hey, if I'm going to do this, if I really want to get to the UFC, if I want to be in these big shows, that I need to make this adjustment?
My biggest thing was like striking came naturally. So I knew that the more that I would fight and the more cardio I had, the more that I would put myself in dangerous positions that I'm not used to and comfortable in. And that's the big thing with fighters. They don't put themselves in those positions, especially in front of a live crowd. I'm so got nuts like this when I'm in there for some reason because, again, fighting's scary. But when I'm in there to do fighting, I'm going to fight. Like there's only like one fight that I can remember, maybe two, where I got tired and I had to wrestle just to win. But I'm going in there to give the crowd a good performance because I believe in myself and I know I can do all this stuff. So just believe and go. So I don't know. I just lost my train of thought because it's like when I go in there to fight, like I'm fighting for real. And if I get hit, it's okay. It doesn't hurt. And I don't really get hit, but being okay to get, like, it don't matter if you get hit. That's how it really lets you go. Like, it's okay.
Absolutely. All right, Kenny, last question for you, my friend. So we're about 3 months done. We're in April now, 9 months left of 2025. In a perfect world, how does the rest of the year play out for you?
In a perfect world, I mean, the UFC calls me and says, hey, we got a fight for you in 6 weeks. And then I go and capitalize and then see what happens from there. But it's not a perfect world. So I just want to stay active. I just want to stay training, mainly just getting better and just continue to build my confidence and, enjoy my life and continue to just grow and be happy with what I have. And everything else is just going to come.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Kenny, man, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. It was awesome watching you fight again. And hope to see you in that big show here very, very soon.
I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. That's it for us tonight. I'm Carl Perza. He is the boss. He is Mr. Kenny Cross. Keep an eye on him because he's making moves. Take it easy, fight fans.